Welcome back. I'm Sam Hedden, and we have a very special guest with us today. She's an actress, a model, a writer, and beyond all those amazing things, she's also a nurse. I think that she has an amazing background, and she lives right here in Minnesota. I think that she's worth getting to know, and I'm excited for you to get to know her as well. Her name's HALEH SABERI. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you. How are you?
It's going, staying at home and trying to enjoy
Yeah,
myself and stay busy. So so you live in Minnesota, and obviously I know that you're not from here. Can you tell our audience where you're from, why you came to Minnesota of all places? It's cold, it's mosquito-y. Maybe elaborate a little bit on that.
sure. I am from Iran. I was born and raised there. I moved to Minnesota in 2007, was December 9, 2007. Just, I, as a short answer, why I moved here would be freedom to follow my dreams and live the life I really wanted to. The cold, I don't mind it. I think it's hot and humid. And as most of you know, Iran is a four-season country, so we have snow there for 3 months. It's not as cold as here, but I've seen snow and cold up in the mountain or a city. And I don't mind cold. And why I moved to Minnesota, because I used to have a friend here that I had to come here and live with them for a short while until I got a place and school for my kids, and then moved out. And then they moved to Chicago after I got settled here.
I guess I'm curious, the one thing that seems to sit out is being a nurse. What made you want to become a nurse? Obviously, you have a lot of interests and you're really good at a lot of things. So why nursing? Like, what drew you into that?
I am a giver. I love to care for others. And since I was young, as long as I remember, I wanted to work in healthcare. And I also wanted to become a model and actress. That's why I chose nursing. Well, I wanted to be a surgeon when I was younger, but then the life situation and moving here, taking care of everything by myself, it just limited my time in the school and language barrier and all other obstacles and struggles that I had. I could go to nursing school and finish it successfully, and I am very grateful for every day that I work as a nurse in the field, and especially right now that the need is just, you have to be in that field to fully understand what the healthcare professional is going through, and the patients and the families.
That's got to be a lot. I mean, I know we were talking before we started to record, and you actually have to go back to work because of that need. Has there been any scary or kind of impactful moments since all this started? And, well, you've been working as a nurse. Are there any moments that really stick out to you?
Well, I had a new admission, and while I was doing his assessment, I noticed that his temperature was very high, and right away we had to move him to a locked unit. Our facility has a locked separate unit just in case for positive patients. So that was our first positive patient with COVID-19.
Oh, wow.
It is a scary, and not everybody volunteers to work with positive patients. I was, and I moved our patient to that locked unit, and my director of nursing, she came in. It was 2 a.m. in the morning, and she moved there with me. So both of us, for 1 week, took care of this patient. I did evening and night shift, and she did day shift. So we were rotating, and it's just being in the locked unit, and he was the only patient, and I was just losing my mind because first I'm not used to sit and just I have to be moving, I have to be doing something all the time, and my regular work on the floor, it's really, really busy.
Mhm.
I barely get a chance to sit down and have a break, and I just have to eat something really quick and get back to floor and to work. But that 1 week was a struggle for me and my director of nursing. Um, we were missing our families, and we couldn't go back. And after that, even we had to get tested after we transferred our patient to another facility. The facility that they have more patients, we only had one. So it was a tough time. It was a tough time. I was, every time I remember I was talking to my fiance, and I was telling him, and it helped me a lot to just pour everything on him. But it was a rough week.
Right. Going through something like that, I would imagine probably helped with some creative ideas. You're also a writer. You've actually written about your own story. Did you want to tell us a little bit about that?
The initial idea was a feature film, but then it was so much that I couldn't fit everything in in one script. So a friend of mine suggested me to break it down to short films. That way I can organize them, and then after that I can maybe pick one subject or two and turn it to feature film. So that's what I've been doing. And as I was telling you before, my fiance is a filmmaker in
Right.
East Coast, and he has been helping me a lot with that. When everything happened with this COVID-19, seeing everything, it just, of course, we are always looking for ideas to write about and make film about. And we will be working on that too with my fiance when he comes here.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say your experience was a good thing, but it's those experiences that give you some really good ideas. It's things that you live through that really build up those. So,
Correct.
what got you into modeling? You came here, you wanted to help people, you went into nursing. Where in the world did you fit modeling into that?
Well, for me to start acting, I had to start from modeling because I used to be very, very shy.
Mm.
Camera shyness, and I had to get rid of it. And it was very hard for me to do that. So that's why I started with modeling. And then after few years of experience doing that, in 2017, I started with films, and I absolutely loved it. But the main reason behind all of that is to tell my own stories. It's fun to be on set for other projects, for other film. I absolutely enjoy every moment of it, regardless of all the the issues that we face on sets or with films, and working with different people. But I want to tell my own story.
up the skin so beautifully, and then with the sequin and the embellishment, it just is really a standout. But they do have the panel and behind it, so you don't have to worry about the exposed skin. The destruction is cool though.
No, right!
I wonder if my mom knows how ugly she is when she cries. There's a hand I'll never touch, and a voice I'll never know. There's a smile I'll never see, and skin I'll never hold. There are moments we'll never share, and words I'll never hear.
As an actress, you've done roles in Minnesota. Was there like a favorite role or favorite character you've gotten to play, and why was that your favorite?
Yes, my most favorite role was, I recently posted a teaser of it. That is coming soon, and I'm very excited. I haven't seen anything of it. That the teaser that everybody else saw it, I've seen that, and I am very excited. That was my most favorite role because this film is about women's issue and the pain they have suffered. So I could connect to my role really, really well. And I never forget when we filmed my scene, we did it with one take. And director was so happy, and he kept telling, I couldn't have picked the better actress. Thank you so much. And it made my day. I was so happy. And so that's why I connected to that role very, very well. Although it wasn't the story of my character, it wasn't anything similar to my story. I haven't experienced that, but I just connected to the character. I could feel the pain of the character through the song that is written for that character. So it's a really, really interesting film. I can't wait.
So you mentioned you have kids. What did they think about all your endeavors, your modeling, your acting, all of that?
They have been always supportive, and now they are 18 and 19. Since we moved here, we have gone through everything together, and I'm really, really, really grateful for them. They are wonderful kids, and they always have been supportive.
And then your fiance, you mentioned he's a filmmaker, so I'm sure there's going to be a part 2 to this interview in the future. Do you plan on collaborating with him on some projects then when you're able to do that?
Yes, we have upcoming projects together, and he actually helped me to write the vision I had. It's called Last Generation. Eventually this is going to be a series, but we are working to make a pilot episode for now. And after all this quarantine and everything is over, we're going to start training. We have to train on self-defense and fight choreography and fight scenes, and also casting for that. And that one we are going to film I would say mostly in Virginia, because the location that when we were walking, me and my fiance, that location just gave me the idea, the vision of that project. And it's going to be a post-apocalyptic, but different than everything we have seen. So I'm excited for that too.
You had me at post-apocalyptic, like had me at those two words. You think I would have had enough of that by now, but love that.
No zombies.
Oh, well, that works. That then. Perfect.
Yeah, no zombies.
Well, that's good, because I don't think I could take zombies right now. I think that's the last thing I need to deal with. So I think it'd be fun to hear more about like you two collaborating together.
Sure.
How you'd make that work, how that dynamic works for you two, and I think that what you're doing is amazing, and I appreciate it.
Thank you.
This is Sam Hedden with producer Andy Watson, and you got to know an amazing model, actress, writer, nurse, and filmmaker on top of that. Thank you for tuning in. Now you know. HALEH SABERI.
Or you can do it your way first, and then you can do it my way. And then we'll just see
Shut
which is
up.
better.